And the debate involves the top streaming service in the world. Did Netflix and filmmakers get this story wrong?
Annie Malone is referred to as Annie Monroe, and she's portrayed as a villain. That doesn't sit well with those who know the life story of this St. Louis icon.
I was taken aback by everything. I would love for people to tell the accuracy in history. Many of the top companies to this day have used her blueprint.
Y'all don't need to grease your scalp with gel. Like, and I don't think people understand that. And that's one of the main reasons
I so much
somebody like you on here, so they can explain the science. It's not saying, oh, everything that y'all doing is bad, is dumb. No, it's just, this is the science. Understand the science of the human body.
It's working against you. Yeah, if you want to promote healthy hair, you know, a lot of grown men, their issue is that they have receding hairlines or their hair thins out because they don't even maintain proper scalp treatments. Okay. So at the end of the day, you have to focus on a healthy scalp and transition into a healthy follicle. And the other process too that people need to understand is moisturize first. Okay. When you do something, you clean, you moisturize, then you style, right? Because how you get dressed every day, you shower, you put on your lotion, and then you put on your clothes, right? So you wash your hair, you moisturize and condition it, and then you put on your accessories, keep it cute and keep it pushing. Okay, that's how you do it. And so that's how you will then start to see healthy hair growth. That's how you'll see healthy follicles, you know, because your hair may be growing, but you know, from certain types of damage, whether it's heat damage or over processing or whatever, you know. So you have to understand what you do to your hair and how you fix it. Because growing up, I used to color my hair a lot. Shoot, I'm about to color my hair tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to go red on y'all.
Girl,
but you have to make sure, even after I color my hair, I'm gonna make sure I got them 2 packs of conditioner. You're so funny, not the green. I to have clean hair, because that'll then lead to clean skin. And when you have clean skin and you have clean hair, you feel good.
Yes.
You know, we respect people who look clean. You know, that's the thing. The thing that people don't like about homeless people is what? Their grunginess, the smell, you know. So we can't always say that we like to clean to dirt, because at the end of the day, the first thing you do when you have a sweaty game, you want a hot shower.
Yes.
Okay. When you have a lot going on after you get out the pool, you gotta go rinse that chlorine off. You gotta rinse the toxins off. And us being out on a day-to-day basis, you know, we face a lot of toxins on our skin. You know, what's polluted in the air. That's why I say we needed the masks.
Yes.
The amount of pollution and everything, we already did not need to breathe that in. So it runs a lot thicker and deeper, and it all comes down to your health.
Yes.
How healthy do you want to be? You can be healthy physically and it can look all good, you know, for the people who have external issues. And, you know, I'm never against people who, you know, feel as though they need to fix themselves up externally. But when you can dig deep and heal yourself internally, I think that's really heavy. You know, anybody can use their amount of money and their creativity to fix up themselves. You can use a lightening cream and lighten your skin. You could put on the fakest of lashes and the thickest amount of hair. But how do you feel inside when you wake up in the morning and you do all that to yourself? Do you see the beauty when you're doing it? Because if you do, then I'm all here for it. I'm not going to judge you. But if you're doing it and there's tears running down your eyes because you know you wish that you could be somebody else, then that's when I'm going to question your true motives.
Yes.
Because you're not doing something because you want to do it. You're doing it because of a pain of how you want to be looked at, not of how you truly are. And that's the root of where we have to get down to. Embrace your beauty. We don't gotta look the same, but I promise you my sis. Okay, that's the thing. You don't have the same person, because you don't have to hate them because we're of a different hue. Because my mother is closer to your complexion than she is to mine. My grandmother is closer to your complexion than she is to mine. But my father now is the one with the light skin and the green eyes. So I'm being raised by women of a darker hue than me, and I'm over here being frustrated. So I'm a woman who grew up with color complex issues because I was fighting anybody who didn't acknowledge me to be mocha.
Girl, you better.
I'm mocha, honey.
Girl.
I was upset. when you told me, because this was my issue. I went to high school in Texas. So to all of those Hispanic and white people now, me coming from Maryland, they think I'm from New York. They think my hair is too thick. I remember people couldn't even comb my hair at the hair salon. Oh my God. I'm like, why can't I do my hair? Because if you ask about me in Maryland, they tell me that I'm too light for the black people. Like everybody call me red bone. I'm too yellow. But if you go to the white people, I'm too black, I'm too ethnic, I'm too this. Every time my mom pulled up to the sleepover, they knew it was her. Okay, because she's the only black woman walking in the house to pick up her black child. Okay, that's the thing when you grow up in the suburbs and you're an educated black woman. You know, sometimes we have to speak about the black children who grow up in the white neighborhoods and have to deal with that, and then we have to link up with our black friends and still try to find some sense of culture. Okay, because that's why even though I went to high school in Texas, when I moved back to Maryland and graduated from high school, I was so happy and I felt lucky because I'm graduating Maryland with my people who I was rooted here with. And that's the beauty of it. My family's here with me. My cousins are here with me. And that's why I need here. You can have as many friends of whatever hue you need. But if you don't feel rooted when you standing next to your people, if you don't feel liberated when you in the same space as your people, there's a whole other issue you're battling with. And it gets so much deeper. You know what I'm saying? It's so much deeper than that.
I just feel like this, because at first...
So clean your hair, clean your skin, clean it all. And the thing about me that a lot that people will learn as they learn about Annie, and many people can say whatever they want about Annie, just how many people will say a lot of things about me. But when you go through life and what people will understand about a legacy, some people will choose to focus on the most petty moment of your life. Because at the end of the day, her biggest controversy people love to bring up is a controversy with Madam T.J. Walker and her. But Madam T.J. Walker passed away in 1919. Annie Malone passed away in 1957. There was still a whole other 30 plus years that happened outside of her life. So it's like, imagine you doing something and in your 30s, and then oh my God, even when you're 50, 60, people, you know what I'm saying? It's people think it's still a thing, but it's not even a thing. Because when I talk to her personal, but this is the thing, we make it a big deal even after people pass, because that's how the story is told. Because when I talked to her personal assistant, he was like, well, I don't understand why it's a big deal. Because when I was around, she wasn't around. It was all about Annie. And that's the thing. We are not here to tell our stories afterwards. We have to make sure we do it correctly when we're here.
Yes.
All of this happened, all this controversy, she can't fight for herself. So people are getting away with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when she was alive, she could shut down anything. You wouldn't say anything. It wasn't all this rah, rah, rah. You want to know why? Because she was going to court with the world. People were talking about a walk. It was a P&G. What do you mean? Y'all love P&G?
Yes.
We love P&G.
That's why I said I gotta get her blood on here, because when I did her story, Madam C.J. Walker was not the only person coming for your auntie. People was coming for her. People that worked at her shop was like, "Hey, I'm responsible. I was sweeping. I should get something. I was
guilty. They was guilty. They couldn't sleep at night."
So that's why I feel like the story.
That's the thing. You can't make this stuff up.
Tell us a little bit about your aunt and who she was and what she did.
She was a very healing woman. She learned herbalism through the family. You know, we had farms and different things. So when she started making her products, it was really just to heal the women around her. You know, start off with her younger sister. You see what I'm saying? And when you're doing things because you see an issue in your community, it serves a greater purpose. So she started making these products, and she's seen issues that we're facing in hair care because Black women aren't getting proper hair care. Nowadays, you can go into your local beauty supply, your Target, your Ulta, you can get all these beautiful products that are catered especially to people with our textured hair. But at the end of the day, back then, when you're around, you know, the 1890s, 1900s till at least the 1940s, you don't really have good quality stuff. You see what I'm saying? And even then, what can you call quality? Exactly. So when she was making all of her products, I feel as though she did it from a place of love, and that love then transcended not only into communities, but into states and countries worldwide. And she traveled. She was all over the place. Like I said, I have cousins from Bermuda who have some of her stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like I I saw that she even went to France to find the hot comb. That's how she patented the first hot comb. She didn't invent the first hot comb. She patented the first hot comb. When she went to Europe and brought it back, she saw that design. But what she did with that hot comb, she widened the tooth a little bit. See what I'm saying? So the one that she got was a little bit thinner for thinner texture hair. So she widened the tooth, patent that design. And that is how we got that hot comb that she placed on the stove, and you use your little what is it? What kind of goose fat? They call
the little goose
right?
fat. Yep, that's what they was using. Goose fat.
Come on.
Goose fat, bacon.
You're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to learn how you get. Y'all love edges now.
Yeah.
Back then, if you wanted them edges, your scalp had to heal because you might have tapped it real quick.
You
gotta wait a couple of days before you let them edges rock because you might have some burn marks.
Yes. And then your auntie was like, you know what?
Because it's real missing.
Why don't y'all get with some of these
Let's
herbs
sell it.
real quick? Real quick. Leave the goose fat alone. Get with some of these herbs.
Mix it all in. Let's mix in all these herbs. Let's make it real spicy. And let's not only do the hair, let's do the skin. Let's get into the skin. Let's get into the teeth. Let's get into the body. Let's get into the whole everything. You know, and people always say that she was a slender woman, and that's because also she didn't eat too crazy. You know, even up until her last days, and that's why I say like the interview. Like I interviewed the guy, her personal assistant, so that'll also be coming out on the YouTube channel as well, because he's someone who met her. You know, and that's beautiful for me because he looked at me and he found joy in me because he's never really met a family member outside of, you know, after she passed. You know, you see people at the service, but when people pass on, you can't really control the relationship.
Right.
And so the fact that he was able to sit and meet with me and it's all aligned, you know what I mean? Because he's a Kappa, my dad's a Kappa, you know, Kappas run strong. We are a lot of beautiful things. Annie's an honorary Zeta. You know, I've been doing my partnerships and working with my Zetas. I love all the D9s. And that's the thing, we're rooted in our Black history, our culture, what we started. And that is what we're here to preserve at the end of the day. And I want to show the elegance of how we can do that because it wasn't just Annie. You know, she was right along Mary McLeod Bethune. So when people like to throw all these other different jokes about colors and different things, how was her right hand Mary McLeod Bethune? Y'all respect her in education and what she did. But look at the educator. Come on, Annie Malone, because she didn't just teach hair. Because she had theaters in that building, okay? Yeah. She did. Come on, let's break. You gonna break down the complex?
If we're gonna talk about Annie Malone,
y'all gonna question her millions. And by 19, you see the date? You see the 1918?
Girl,
let's get into the poor row, okay?
I don't know. Yo, Annie,
like they like money, but the thing about Turnbos, we like money, but we don't mind sharing our money. Yes. That's the thing about us. We don't mind sharing our money. People who know me and my community and where I am, even down at Howard University, you don't start an organization at an HBCU off of some thin skin and you know some good graces. Now you have to have a little bit of umph in you to be able to pull some things off. That's the thing. So that's why when my family hears that I'm talking about her legacy, it's comforting for them because they know I'm gonna carry the mantle with such class and grace. I'm here to tell you about the beauty of a woman who started an empire off her back, off of pain of her people, and now healed the world with her remedies, okay? What she did, okay? Would you say the seed that she plants in her rooftop garden? You know what I would do to have a rooftop garden right now in the middle of a pandemic, honey?
No, I live in a desert. What do you mean?
And it wasn't warm where she was, okay? It wasn't warm where she was because you wanna know why? She was in Chicago, okay? She was in Illinois. She was in St. Louis. It's Midwest. You know what I'm saying? It's not California, so it's not always warm where she is. You see what I'm saying? Like sometimes it gets a little cold, and guess what? We work it. We figure out a way. And you don't just have the garden on the roof. You don't just have the theater for your shows because at the end of the day, Black people weren't given a stage to be able to perform, but we knew how to act. We knew how to dance. We can give you a good show. We can play some good music.
Your auntie,
and we all know that for a
and
fact. So she gave people a place for entertainment.
And if they didn't have no uniform, she taught them how to. It was people over there that.
She had a whole seamstress with the laundry unit. They made the uniforms. They cleaned the uniforms. Okay, she had a whole garage with trucks for her delivery service and mailing service. What? She had her own hospital because at that time our people could not receive treatment at their hospitals. Because even to this day, we have problems receiving treatment at their hospitals. So imagine attending a Black-owned hospital. Come on, I need all of my people to think about what if a Black person actually bought a hospital and we can get the Black people to all be doctors and nurses at our own hospital. But then how about that power? We don't have to worry about anybody. You know why? Because we will be alive.
Can we talk about the fact that it already happened?
Come on.
If we can get our history,
can we repeat it?
If we can get our history and if we can know what we already did, we can have the confidence to know that we can do it again. Because if your op was able to pull that back then, imagine what you can do now.
And I want people to understand, because Annie was born in 1877. So, and I know people see one thing that I also would clear up. A lot of people see the 1869, and we are doing more research and finding out that, you know, women back in that day, they didn't lie about their age. They needed to appear to be older.
Yep.
So even though certain documents do say 1869, even on her own headstone, we are families that family members are fighting more documents, high school transcripts, different things, different passports with the date 1877. And so that is why we feel as though that 1877 is a more realistic date for when she's doing everything. Because, you know, when she, you know, like when you put that with, you know, the age of our grandparents, like all the siblings, and then you think about just, you know, how old you have to be, how old you are in high school, you know, and you compare those age differences, and it's like a 6-year difference. You know what I'm saying? It's like, she's that smart. How was she in high school this old? You know what I mean? So when you start to calculate and do certain things, you will reveal the truth. And that's why I say my projects, I'm doing a lot of digging, deeping, just so all the way in it. Because it's a lot and it's very heavy, and I do get emotional sometimes, and that's why it takes as long as it's taking. But for a lot of people, what they don't understand is it's a long time for me, but I'm doing this and I'm only 25. Like, I was in school. I've been working on this for at least the last 3.5 years, going on 4 years now. So putting together the content that I'm creating and launching what I'm going to launch in these upcoming months is going to show that, okay, we can wait that long. You know how we wait for, you know, certain people's albums, certain people's projects, bodies of work, because we know either way it'll be worth the wait.